So I've thought about taking on the debt and then just figuring out some way that I would get my equity in addition to the debt. I mean, I don't know what that looks like, but so I would take on the debt, but in exchange,
Let's solve the first problem first. Let's figure out how we get it paid off or get it refinanced somewhere else so we don't have the balloon payment coming. Okay.
But in that process, why not do the financing so that one of those things happens?
Hi friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is Friday, January 10th, 2025. There is something we need to talk about because I found this clip from the UK version of Sister Wives because, it's weird, but they have a whole different version of the show. They get things we don't get. They get clips we don't get. They get sound bites we don't get. And there was a conversation with Janelle and Kody that occurred about Coyote Pass that I didn't really quite comprehend nor understand, but he made a comment here that suggested to me that without Janelle and Meri, their finances were destitute. And I don't know if he's overreacting for the show, but when I look at the timeline of what he did afterwards and how he opened up a separate company and then he created a trust and he did all of these things, I think he figured out real quick that the only way that he was going to walk away with cash was by hiding it. So when Kody and Janelle sat down to talk about Coyote Pass, there was something in the conversation that wasn't on our version. And that was that Janelle, instead of asking Kody to buy her out, proposed that she finance Coyote Pass herself because she had the credit to do so. They discussed the possibility of taking out a different loan on the property. They didn't do this, and her rationalization here is quite weird, but Kody made a comment, and they were trying to figure this out, so let's kind of dive into that.
Either you buy me out, or we change the way that we're going to do this property, and I somehow take on the debt. I'm really financeable. I have no mortgage. I have nothing.
Yeah, it would be kind of a creative process of how, like, you could finance the lot that you own free and clear to pay off the debt on the other building.
I understand.
This is a very strange conversation because she said earlier the reason why this was a bad deal was because they were using the collateral of the other property, the ones that were free and clear, so that they could take a loan out on the other two parcels. And so they had two parcels they owned free and clear, and that was the collateral for the loan that they owed for the other two lots. And now she's trying to say they're going to take a loan out against the parcel that they own free and clear to pay off the other two. But you can't do that because it's collateral for that loan. And it's weird because she was on this loan with Kody for this lot. So she did have a mortgage because it was a mortgage. And then she also has a loan for her RV trailer. I'm starting to wonder how they paid this off, honestly. If they didn't have the money in February, where did they come up with the money? Is that why they had to convince Meri to give them money, even though Meri owed them nothing? Is that why they had to kind of bring Meri into it? Because none of the loans had Meri's name on it. It's confusing to me, but let me just continue here.
But if it's versus losing the property versus refinancing or whatever, like...
I don't think we're that desperate. It's just a matter of, like, there's no doubt that I could finance the...
What I'm asking then is that we move forward. Like, it's going to happen really quick.
We'll be able to pay it off. I mean, and I don't think we'll have to eat beans and rice or anything like that. I don't think it'll be that stressful, but I'm prepared to do that if we have to.
So when all of this was going on, right, this was before they paid it off. The note was due in June of 2023. At the point in time when this was being filmed, Kody and Robyn had already set up their own LLC to get paid called Dabsark Entertainment LLC. They had set that up in 2022. Kody and Robyn opened that company, Dabsark before there was ever a discussion that Janelle and Kody were not reconciling. Okay. So when they're on a show and they are saying, well, what about Janelle? What about Janelle? Can't you just reconcile for Janelle? I want you to look at the paperwork. There's no possible reason for reconciliation because all this filming was happening in 2023. By this point, they're all on different companies. Janelle starts Janelle Brown Productions. Meri starts her own, but there was a good 6 months that Kody and Robyn were getting paid to Dabsark that Janelle and Meri were left out of, where the money for the show could have been paid directly to Kody and Robyn, and they were left out completely. And they might have not even known. It's pretty wild to me now when I look at this paperwork and I think about how fake all of this is, because there's just things that don't sit right with me here. All of this you're going to reconcile, but what about Janelle? Well, what about Janelle? Robyn knows that Janelle is not a part of her life. She knows that Kody and her have taken the steps to file their own production company. She knows it's just the two of them in 2022. And then a year later, she's crying to him about reconciling with Janelle. Please. That is so fake. But for Janelle and Kody to talk about having to take on a loan to pay off this property, this is another part that doesn't sit right with me. Because Kody and Janelle are talking about how they have to pay this property off, right? The loans for this property included Robyn and Kody on one and Janelle and Kody on another. Meri wasn't involved in any of the financing. Meri wasn't tied to any loan. And yet, the next episode, Janelle goes to Meri and tells Meri that the note is due and she needs to pay too, even though legally speaking, Meri owed no money. So I feel like there was something left off the conversation here that they might have talked about having Meri provide them some of the money so that they could pay off the property. Because Janelle never took out another loan, and I don't know why you would take out another loan to pay off one loan. And then if they take out another loan, they'd still not be able to do anything with the property.
So I have thought about, are you interested in buying me out?
I don't know. I feel like anytime Kody makes a choice and they don't like it, I get blamed. There's this new concept that I have Kody just wrapped around my little finger and I'm doing evil spells on him and I'm... If you know Kody Brown, you know he's not to be controlled.
If you remember the episode, Kody brought up reconciliation with her at that point when they were talking, when she asked to be bought out. And then it cuts to her telling him, like, you have preferential treatment for Robyn. And then Robyn says, well, if Kody makes a decision, I get blamed. But in this case, if we look at the paperwork, this conversation happened in March of 2023. Kody and Robyn opened Dabsark Entertainment in May of 2022. So Robyn is the one that filed the paperwork and signed it, not just Kody. She knows she's on it. And she even refiled paperwork and updated the location, the address. She did that, not Kody. So she says, I get blamed for Kody's decisions, but yet she's the one filing this paperwork. And I'm 100% confident that that was done without their knowledge, because if they would have told them, you would have seen Janelle and Meri set up their own production companies at the same time, but they didn't until December of 2022. So why would they wait 6 months to set up their own production companies? They had to do that because they probably found out about Dabsark through the media. So Robyn is to blame because she's his co-conspirator in all of this. And when he's asking her to reconcile, it's obvious. It's about money. And so that's why I'm saying, like, so then the next episode, they run to Meri and Janelle tries to get Meri on her side and say to Meri, Kody's going to screw you out of this money and we got to pay this off, which doesn't make sense because, again, Meri's not on the loan. And then the next episode, Meri's handing Kody a check. Janelle helped Kody with finances for a long time. Janelle was the person that was the bookkeeper. And so Kody had made a comment about how he didn't control the finances, Janelle did. Well, he didn't write the checks, but Janelle did. She claims she didn't control it. She was just the accountant. It's like two people trying to point fingers at each other, but they're kind of doing it together. And that could be why, after all of these years, Janelle has never filed a lawsuit against him. But poor Meri was not only kind of taken advantage of by Kody and Robyn, but then misled by Janelle about the money. And this makes me sad for Meri because she just had to take out another loan on her bed and breakfast in December. So she has a brand new mortgage on the house for $450,000. There's also another loan that has $300,000 on it. She refinanced the first loan she ever took out. That was paid off. So she's got 2 mortgages on it right now. And I don't know if they're going to pay off the other one. And we're just waiting for that to file. That can sometimes take a couple weeks. But right now it looks like there's 2 mortgages on that house in Parowan for over $700,000. And it's like, if Meri wouldn't have had to give them money for that Coyote Pass stuff and been misled that she owed them money, she might have had money to actually do stuff at her bed and breakfast to remodel. The manipulation that happens in this family is not just by Kody. It goes all directions. So when you think about it this way, Kody is saying that he's willing to eat rice and beans if he needs to in order to pay off the property. And he's willing to go to that place. But thankfully, they don't have to go to that place because they're able to bring Meri on board. Kody and Robyn then sell the house that they purchased in Flagstaff, and they buy a new house, and they have a huge mortgage, over $1 million, like 1.4, 1.6 million on a mortgage that they're likely using their current income from the show. Well, the show right now is they're getting paid a ton because the season is super long and last season was super long. So he has money now, but where are the other people's money? Where's it going? Is it all going to Kody still? This is the part I don't understand, because if they're getting paid equitably, like why wouldn't Meri have the capital to pay for a remodel for her house? She's been on reality television since 2010. Think about that. She's been on reality television since 2010, and she needed a new mortgage of $458,000 so she can remodel on top of another $300,000. Now she's upside down on that property because that property is not worth $700,000. So are Kody and Robyn still getting the lion's share of the money on the show? It just doesn't sit right with me at all. And I don't know if they renegotiated contracts. I think when Christine left, they renegotiated contracts and she got paid because it was around the time that she got her own show, the Cooking with Just Christine, which was the digital one. But I don't know if they ever renegotiated with the family and had separate checks getting cut because they already had a contract. I think Kody and Robyn are still scamming them, is what I'm saying, because their finances were so dire a year ago that he was debating not being able to pay off Coyote Pass and saying he'd have to eat rice and beans, then tries to get back together with Janelle so that he doesn't have to pay her. They continue to try to manipulate Meri. Robyn's still trying to finagle Kody to get back with Meri. She's crying about it. It's all money. It's all related to money. If Meri goes, Janelle goes, and Christine goes, their money goes. But yet they still have somehow managed to qualify for a huge mortgage, I think 1.6 million or 1.8 million. Meanwhile, they put down 400,000 for that, by the way. They still owe Meri money from the down payment she gave them to buy their house in Flagstaff. And poor Meri has to take out a loan for her bed and breakfast. I wish Meri would wake up and see what's happening. Meri, if you ever watch me, please hire a lawyer. But that gets me to this next part. This upcoming episode, for whatever reason, they haven't released any teasers. They haven't released any new clips. It's on Sunday, okay? And according to what it says for the synopsis, it says, the day is finally here that Christine is getting married. It's a joyful event at the banks of the Colorado River as Christine and David say I do. Kody discusses missing out on the Brown family celebration and has a scary close call while cutting down a tree. Okay. And then the next week, which is next week's the episode that will air, episode 18, it says Christine and Janelle each reveal a big chapter in their lives. Kody meets with the realtor at Coyote Pass. Meri has a new companion in her life and considers meeting with a lawyer about the property. So we know that she started dating Amos in the fall of 2023. So she was going to hire a lawyer in 2023 about the property. I don't know why they haven't hired a lawyer yet. This is just, and the longer they wait and the longer they hold out, it's just, All of this is so messy. And because of their indoctrination, the women are getting screwed. Kody is running away to the bank because you don't go from saying, I'm going to eat rice and beans to pay off $200,000 in 2023 to a year later having the business, having enough capital, $400,000 to suddenly buy a new property and get a $1.6 million home. Something isn't adding up. Where's the FBI? Who is he ripping off? Tell me what your thoughts are. Where was he hiding the money? Tell me in the comments below. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, everyone.